Okay, I'm going to do the test 5 practice questions. So let's go. Number 1, given f of x is negative 4x squared minus 4x plus 3. Part A, use completing the square to express y in vertex form. So let's do y equals, you have to factor out the negative 4 because to complete the square, the coefficient of x squared must be 1. So this is x squared plus x, out 3 is outside. Now you take half of the coefficient of x, so that is 1, half of that is 1/2, square of that is 1/4. That's what you always add. And whatever you do on the right side of the equation, you should do the opposite also on the right side. But what we've done is actually that negative 4 times 1/4, which is we've subtracted 1. So to offset it, we should add 1. So now y equals negative 4 times x plus half the coefficient, which was of x, which is 1/2 squared, plus 4. Okay. Part B, state the vertex. Vertex is negative 1/2 because the form of vertex form is y is a times x minus h squared plus k, where h comma k is the vertex. So in our case, it's x plus 1/2, so it should be x minus minus half. So minus half, and k is the 4. Okay, part C, state the y-intercept, that is f of 0. So you plug in 0 for x, you get in the top equation, that would be the best place. So that is 3. So the y-intercept is 0, comma 3. State the x-intercept. So let's use the vertex form, which we've already come up with. By the way, I should put a box, and that's the answer. So to find y-intercept, you set x to 0. Subtract this 4 to both sides. Divide both sides by negative 4. Take the square root. Square root of 1 is 1. So x plus 1/2 equals plus or minus 1. So x is equal to 1 minus a half is, or x is negative 1 minus a half, that is negative 3/2. So the x-intercepts are at 1/2 0 and negative 3/2 0. Okay. Part D, sketch the graph, label everything. So let's sketch this graph. Label my axes. Okay. The vertex was at negative half. So this is, I'm putting negative 1. So this is negative half 4. That's the vertex. Negative half 4. The x-intercepts were at half 0. This is 1. This is a half. And negative 3/2. This is negative 1/2, negative 1. That's negative 2/2, negative 3/2. So that's here. Okay. The y-intercept is at 0, comma 3. And that we could use a symmetric point to, so to the left of, to the right of negative 1/2 is 3. So a half to the left should also be 3, which is here at negative 1. Right? And that's enough. Sketch. Okay. graph is done. That was E. On the same axis, F is sketch the graph of g of x is equal to 2x plus 3. Okay, so we know the y-intercept is 3. So 1, 2, 3, that's overlap there. And let's find the x-intercept. So set y to 0. So that is x equals negative 3 halves. Oh, so we actually already see the solutions to the system. So here is fine. Here. And this side extend it. Okay. Now, we could have also drawn this line by using the slope. The slope is 2. So we have 3 at 0. So we move to the right by 1. So up by 2, which was exactly what we have. Okay. All right. F, so G is find the solution to the system equation. So y equals negative 4x squared minus 4x plus 3. Y is equal to 2x plus 3. So the best way is just substitute y with 2x plus 3. Or you could have added the first equation to the negative of the second. Y's would cancel out, right? We'll end up same place. So let's do 2x plus 3 equals minus 4x squared minus 4x plus 3. It's a quadratic equation, so bring everything to one side. I'm going to add 4x squared to both sides, so this side gets the 4x squared. Add 4x to both sides, we get 6x. And 3 minus 3 is just gone. This factors nicely. We can factor out 2x. So two things multiplied to give you 0. So either 2x is 0 or x is 0 divided by 2, which is 0. Or x, 2x plus 3 is 0, so x is negative 3 halves. But that's not the solution. The solution are coordinate points, right? It has to be an x with a y. So when x is 0, we can plug in for y is equal to 2x plus 3. X is 0, so y is 3. It's one solution. And then x is negative 3 halves. We have y is equal to 2 times negative 3 halves plus 3, which is negative 3 plus 3, that is 0. We have our 2 points, which is actually on the graph itself, but we have to show the work for it. Okay, H. H is a good question. It's saying, what is the interval in which f of x is greater than g of x? That means, where are the y values of f bigger than the y values of g? And that we can see is right here, right? The graph of f of x is above the graph of g of x. Above means the y values are bigger, right? So you put the x values interval, that is from negative 3 halves. You can't put negative 3 halves inclusive because that's where they're equal to 0 when x is 0. We've done this million times. Don't make the mistake. Anytime where it's a function increasing or decreasing, you never put you always put parentheses, never the bracket, right? The square bracket. So where is the function decreasing? Where x is increasing, y is decreasing, and that we can see is here, right? This into here it's x is increasing, y is decreasing. So that is starting from the vertex, which was at negative 1/2, and this will carry on to infinity. Okay, J, A, H, I, J. Okay, state the sequence of four transformations to get the graph of f of x starting from x squared. So we have to go from x squared. Now I won't write to f of x is minus 4x squared minus 4x plus 3 because I have no idea what the transformation is. But by changing it into vertex form, we know the transformation. So y equals negative 4 x plus a half squared, what was it? Plus 4. So let's start. We're going to replace x with x plus a half. So we are actually doing the opposite action to the x. We're subtracting all the x's, a half from all the x's. So we are shifting to the left. So let's not be lazy. So shift left by 1, half a unit, sorry. That's the first transformation. Substitute back into my equation. Second thing we're going to do, I'm going to replace y with y divided by 4. So the moment I do that, I do the opposite action. I'm multiplying all the y values by 4. So this is vertical stretch by factor of 4. So let's change it in the equation. So y over 4 equals x plus half squared. Multiply both sides by 4. We get this. Third thing we will do, we can say we need to get a negative in front of the 4. So let's replace y with negative y. So in the equation, we get negative y is 4 times x plus a half squared, multiplying both sides by negative. Now replacing y with negative y is just reflect over x-axis. Okay. And finally, the last thing we're going to do to get this equation, we're going to replace y with y minus 4. Okay, so our equation becomes y minus 4 is negative 4x plus a half squared. You add the 4 to the other side, and we got exactly what we wanted, starting from y is equal to x squared. So replacing y with y minus 4, you're doing the opposite action. You're adding 4 to all the y values. So we shift up 4 units. Okay, that's it. Question 2. 3 parts, all solving quadratics. A, solve x squared plus 7 equals 4x. The moment you see, recognize first what you're doing. It's a quadratic equation you're solving. So we can either first bring everything to one side. Oh, sorry, x squared plus 7. Let's bring everything to one side. So it's x squared minus 4x plus 7. You write it in the standard form equals 0. I don't know the factors of 7x squared that add up to negative 4x. So I'm going to use quadratic formula. X is negative b, which is 4, plus or minus the square root of b squared, negative 4 squared is 16, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, that is 7. Whole thing divided by 2 times a, which is 2. So x is 4 plus or minus 16 minus 28 is negative 12. So we see the zeros or the roots of this quadratic equation are non-real. We can take out the negative, or plus or minus I. The square root of negative 1 is I. It's 12. And now you could leave your answer like this, but a simple simplification. 12 is 4 times 3. If you have a perfect square inside the square root, you can just pull it out as 2. So x equals 4 plus or minus 2i times square root of 3 is left. Over 2, we split it up. X is 4 over 2 plus or minus 2i root 3 over 2. 4 over 2 is 2. 2's cancel here, so it's 2 plus I root 3, or x is 2 minus I root 3. Okay. Some students did this problem by completing the square, which is perfectly fine. X squared minus 4x plus 7 equals 0. That is x squared minus 4x. Half of negative 4 is negative 2. Square of that is 4. Subtract 4 also. So that is x plus half of negative 4, which is minus 2 squared. So we took care of this part. And minus 4 plus 7 is plus 3. X minus 2 squared is equal to negative 3. So x minus 2 equals plus or minus square root of negative 3, or x minus 2 is equal to plus or minus I root 3. Add the two and we actually got the same result as here. Okay. 2b, minus 9x squared equals 4x. It's quadratic, bring everything to one side. Let's add the 9x squared to the other side. So 0 equals 4x plus 9x squared. We can factor just an x. So we get 4 plus 9x equals 0. Two things multiplied to give you 0. So x is 0, or x, let's just write this out in case. So, or 4 plus 9x equals 0. So 9x equals negative 4. X is negative 4 ninths. So we have two solutions. Okay. C. There's a correction. It should be 5x squared plus 4x equals 12. So let's bring everything to one side. Subtracting the 12. What are the factors of negative 60 that add up to 4? 10 and 6 will give me 4. So copy the first one down. Plus 10x minus 6x minus 12. Group in front of the negative. Change the sign inside. Factor out 5x. Factor out 3. Factor out 6. So we get 5x minus 6 times x plus 2 equals 0. That means x is equal to 6 over 5, or x is equal to negative 2. That's it. Number 3. Factor. First one is 9x cubed minus 16x. Always go for GCF first. So common is x. So this becomes 9x squared minus 16. 9x is 3x squared and 16 is 4 squared. So this is the difference of squares. That is 3x minus 4 times 3x plus 4. Okay. Part B. 8x cubed minus 1. Looks like it's a difference of cubes. This is 2x cubed is 8x cubed, and 1 cubed is a 1. So remember the formula, it's a minus b, so it's 2x minus 1 times a squared, so 2x squared is 4x squared, plus a times b, 2x times 1 is 2x, plus b squared, 1 squared is 1. Oops. That's it. You can't factor the quadratic anymore over real numbers. Part C. 2x to the 4 plus 5x to the square minus 3. Okay, do I know the factors of negative 6x to the 4? That'll give me 5x squared. Yep, 6x squared and 1x squared. So copy the first term, plus 6x squared minus 1x squared minus 3. There's no equal 0, it is factoring. There's no solution, so it's group. group in front of a negative, change the sign. Here we can factor out 2x squared. Here it's just 1. Forget equals, sorry. So this equals 2x squared minus 1. It's x squared plus 3. The left seems to suggest it's a difference of squares, but it's not over integers, so we usually leave it alone. Okay, because the difference of squares would be square root of 2 times x minus 1 and square root of 2 times x plus 1, which is not needed. Okay, number 4. Evaluate. By the way, this is also correction. It's 1 plus I to the 12 over 3 minus 2i. So first thing, let's deal with the I to the 12. Now we know powers of I repeat every 4. I is I, which was square root of negative 1. So I square is negative 1. I cubed is negative I, and I to the 4 is 1. So I to the 12, 12 is divisible by 4. So the remainder is 0. So the multiple of 4 lands up here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I to the 12 is simply 1. So this becomes 1 plus 1 over 3 minus 2i. So that is 2 over 3 minus 2i. But now we have to divide 2 by 3 minus 2i. And we know division for complex numbers is you multiply top and bottom by the conjugate of the denominator, or in other words, the divisor. The conjugate is a plus bi. The conjugate of that is a minus bi. So this will be 3 plus 2i, the opposite side. Same to the top. And this top becomes distribute the 2. And the denominator, as we talked before, is a minus b times a plus b. That is 9a squared minus b squared. That is 4i squared. I squared is negative 1. So this becomes 9 plus 4, which is 13. You know you did it right. If the denominator, you always get a real number. So this we can split it up. 6 over 13 plus 4 over 13i. Okay. Number 5. Given x squared plus kx plus 9 equals 0, find all values of k for which the equation has no real solutions. No real solutions means b squared, the discriminant has to be less than 0. So k squared b squared minus 4 times a, that is 1, which is the coefficient of x squared. C is 9. So should be less than 0. This factors to k minus 6 times k plus 6 is less than 0. K square minus 36 is the parabola, happy parabola facing up. The zeros are at 6 and negative 6. Where is this parabola negative? Down here. So that's between negative 6 and 6. Okay. Number 6. State the domain. First one is f of x is square root of 9 minus x squared. Well, the domain restriction is what? Under a square root has to be greater than or equal to 0. This factors, and this minus x squared plus 9. So it's a sad parabola. The coefficient of x squared is negative. The zeros are 3 and negative 3. So where is this guy greater than or equal to 0? Is between negative 3 and 3. xp f of x equals 1 over, I think this is, I did the same problem from the test. Okay. Anyway, what's the domain restriction is you cannot have 0 in the denominator. So any x that makes the denominator equal to 0 will be not in the domain. So this is the domain restriction. So let's solve this. We know the factors of -6 that add up to 5. Copy the first guy, 2x squared plus 6x minus 1x, 0. Factor, let's group in front of a negative, change the sign. Factor out here 2x. It's 1. So we have 2x minus 1, x plus 3 equals 0. So x cannot be 1/2 or -3. I think this is the same question. So you go from -infinity to -3 because you could jump over that number. Then we go from -3 all the way to half is allowed, but half is not allowed, so we jump over half and continue on to infinity. Okay. Number 7. A. Find a quadratic function of the form y is ax squared plus bx plus c that passes with sum of roots. Sum of roots is 2 and product of roots is -4. And it passes through the point 1, 1. Now sum of roots, remember the formula is -b/a. You forget, you just add up -b plus square root of b squared minus 4ac/2a with -b minus square root of b squared minus 4ac/2a. And same for the product, you just multiply those two. So -b is the sum of the roots is 2. So multiplying both sides by negative and then by a, kill off this a. So we get b is equal to -2a. And the product of the roots, you have to remember, is c/a. That's -4. So c is equal to -4a. What's good about this is, so as y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, we can basically replace b with -2a times x and c with -4a. And now we can use that we are given the point 1, 1 is on the graph, so it has to satisfy this equation. So y is 1 when x is 1. 1 squared is 1. X is 1, so it's -2a. So -6a plus a is -5a is 1, so a is -1/5. So b is -2 times a, so that's 2/5. And c is -4 times a, that is 4/5. So y equals a x squared plus bx plus c. Okay, let's do b. Find a quadratic function which passes through the points. We have to find a quadratic function that passes through the points 2, 0, 6, 0, and 0, -2, and express it in standard form. Okay, now you can see it right here, passes through 2, 0, 6, 0, okay, and 0, -2. So the symmetric, so it's 2, 0 and 6, 0, right? So the line of symmetry is halfway between them. So 6 plus 2, average them. 6 plus 2 is 8, divided by 2 is 4. So the line of symmetry is x is 4. Okay, but let's just do it one way first. So y, let's use just, the factored form. It's a times x minus, because if you know the 0, you know the factor. 2 is a 0, so x minus 2 is a factor. 6 is a 0, so x minus 6 is a factor. All we need to find is a. So let's replace when x is 0, y is -2. When x is 0, so you get 12a equals -2. So A equals -1/6. Okay, so we can get y is equal to -1/6 times x minus 2 times x minus 6. But they are saying write it in standard form. So that's -1/6. X times x is x squared. And remember, 2 inner, 2 outer. -2x and -6x is -8x. And -2 times -6 is +12. Distribute the -1/6. Y is equal to -1/6, then x squared plus 8/6. That's 4/3 x minus 2. Part C is saying find the vertex on the graph of V. So let's use now the vertex form. So y is a x minus h squared plus k. But we already found the line of symmetry is 4. So we can just replace. And we know a is -1/6. So -1/6 x minus 4 squared plus k. All we need to find is k. Let's use the point 2 comma 0 is on the graph, right? So y is 0 when x is 2. 2 minus 4 is -2, square is 4. So k equals, sorry, so k minus 2/3 equals 0. So k is equal to 2/3. So the vertex is 4 comma 2/3. Okay, finally number 8. Perform the operations, simplify, so it's 2x minus 3 squared. You should do it instantly. Remember always a minus b squared is the first term squared minus 2 times first and second term plus second term squared. And if it is a plus b, it's the first term squared plus 2 times first and second plus second squared. So 2x squared is 4x squared minus 2 times first term and second term. So 4x times 3, that is 12x, plus second term squared, 9. Part B, let's multiply out x minus x squared minus 1 times x cubed plus x minus 3. Doesn't matter how it's written. I just take the first term and multiply with each of these guys. And then I do the same with the next term and then the next term. So x times x cubed is x to the 4. X times x is x squared plus x times minus 3 is minus 3x. Then I do negative x squared times x cubed. That is negative x to the 5. Remember, when you multiply bases, you add exponents. Then negative x squared times x is negative x cubed. And finally, we get 3x squared. I'm going to put that under the x squared. Then -1 times x cubed is negative x cubed. I'll put it under the x cubed. -1 times x is negative x. I'll put it under the x. And -1 times 3 is plus 3. So we get negative x to the 5. And I'm going to write this in standard form. So highest degree to going down. So negative x to the 5 plus x to the 4 plus 4x squared. Oh, sorry, I forgot the minus 2x cubed plus 4x squared minus 4x plus 3. Okay, and finally part C, sorry, number 9. Divide by x squared, is that a square or a cubed? I think it's by x cubed. Let's do this with x cubed, okay? So let's divide. So divide, it says x to the 6 plus x to the 4 plus x squared plus 1 divided by, let's do by x cubed plus 1. Okay. So x to the 6, you don't have to, but I put the zeros if any degree of x is missing. 0x to the 5 plus x to the 4 plus 0x cubed plus x squared plus 0x plus 1. Here it is x cubed plus 0x squared, always going only to the right, plus 0x plus 1. Okay. First term divided by first term. X to the 6 by x cubed is x cubed, right? X to the 6 by x cubed. 3 x's cancel out, so 3 is left on the top. Multiply with each term, you get x to the 6 plus 0x to the 5 plus 0x to the 4 plus x cubed. Change the signs, add, we get, these are 0, 0, and x to the 4 minus x cubed. There are 4 terms there, so let's bring down 2 more. X squared plus 0x. X to the 4 divided by x cubed is x. Multiply with each. Plus 0x cubed plus 0x squared plus x. Change the signs. Add. You get minus x cubed. Remember, it's 0x, you basically 0. So it's just minus x cubed. X squared plus x squared, because it's minus 0 and x squared, and this is minus x. Again, negative x cubed divided by x cubed is minus 1. You get minus x cubed plus 0x cubed plus minus x cubed plus 0x squared, sorry. 0x squared plus 0x. So I should put, let's do this systematically, sorry. So minus x cubed minus 0x squared minus 0x minus 1. From here, I could bring that 1 down. Okay, this 1 was still there. Change the signs. Add x cubed minus x cubed is gone. Here we have x squared minus x plus 2. That's going to be the remainder. And let's write it in the form. It says p of x is divisor times quotient plus the remainder, correct? So p of x, which is x to the 6 plus x4 plus x squared plus 1, is equal to the divisor, which is x cubed plus 1, times the quotient, which is x cubed plus x minus 1, plus the remainder, which is x squared minus x plus. Okay, that's it.